This is an introduction to the diamond full court press. As you can see right here, we have the defenders labeled 1 through 5, and we are set to run this press. It can be run the entire game. It could be run for 3 or 4 minutes, but I'm pretty certain our opponent likes to run it the entire game. So, all that being said, the first pass is always allowed to come in, and typically the player in the number 1 position is one of their fastest players, and his primary job once the pass comes in is to attack. When he attacks, his job is to force the dribbler to the outside. As he attacks, number 3 comes up and sets the trap. His primary job is to make sure that the dribbler never gets to the sideline. And this is his job at all costs, even to get his foot out of bounds to prevent the dribbler from getting down the sidelines. Once this is set, number 2 comes in essentially to replace number 1. As the inbound passer comes in, he's set up so that he can pick off the pass if necessary. If he's unable to do that, number 1 comes back with the same job of forcing the dribbler to the outside. And number 2 has a primary job of making sure that the dribbler never gets around him on the sideline. As all this is going on, number 4 is set in a position where he can intercept any pass in this area. He is taught to break towards the ball all the time. If it's a pass that happens to go this way, he is sprinting to intercept the ball or knock it out of bounds. Just the same if it's passed over here, he is sprinting to intercept or knock the ball down. And as this shift happens to this sideline, number 3 moves more to the center. These gentlemen never get behind the ball itself. They're always at least parallel with it, or they're in front of the ball as it's going down court. Number 5's main job is to protect the basket at all costs. First of all, if the press is broken, he has to make a decision. Primarily, he wants to stop the dribble penetration, but he can also drop all the way back, and it's really a judgment. One point that I also need to mention is that if by chance somebody does get around the outside here, number 4, his job is to ensure that the ball handler never gets along the out of bounds line on the sideline. And number 2, his job is to cut him off here. Number 3 will drop back, number 1 will drop back. And it's the same pattern if this type of situation happens on the other side, where the ball handler actually gets around one of the outside men. Number 4 is sprinting to cut off here. Number 2 comes back. Number 1 comes back. And this pattern just repeats itself down the court unless you actually beat the press. If you beat the press, okay, and it turns into a full-scale jailbreak, if you will, then this team is taught to immediately drop back to a 2-3 zone. And once they're in their 2-3 zone, they'll stay in that for most of the game, or at least until the shot is made. So that basically covers the essentials of the diamond press. It can be broken. It can be broken, but if passes are made to people on the wings, they have to be coming towards the ball. And just remember, if you are looking back towards the out of bounds on this side for a pass, these people are converging on you. Passing it backwards can be deadly in this particular zone. Passing it ahead is a better way to break it. And because they've committed so many people on the front side of half court, if you can get past them here, you'll be in a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 situation. So that's pretty much the diamond full court press. Elijah, have you got something you'd like to say?
Yeah. To break it, you need to do a lot of passes, and they should mostly be bounce passes because they know how to intercept chest passes.
Okay. So bounce passes are preferred. Chest passes get picked off a lot of the time.
And number 4 should always meet the ball and not let the ball meet.
Right. So he's always breaking for the ball. Number 4 is when it's passed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That is the diamond full court press. Thank you.